You know, I'm always disturbed when somebody says that I'm his boss, because we have a flat organization and we work in a team. So it's just teasing me. So welcome in Budapest and taking that long journey to be here. And I hope you will enjoy the community and will enjoy the conference. And I have to thank our team and the Chrodis team. I have seen how much effort was put into the organization, and it's a privilege to host you here. And you know, I have to report that it is fun to be part of Chrodis, because when we were preparing this conference, we get in touch with the Budapest Medical Students Association, and they will be part of organizing this flash mob type thing. So even just as an annex to Chrodis, our network is developing. So it is really nice to be part of this network, and I wish you to be successful in the interest of every European citizen. But let's get into the. I just prepared some slides for you, because I'm proud, because between 2010 and 14, when I was on an unpaid leave from the university to be in the ministry, you know, we in 76 days we introduced the anti-smoking regulation. From the authorization of the Prime Minister to put it in law, it was 76 days. So it was a blitz to do that. And you know, we introduced cessation programs. And you know, Ildikó Horváth, the current Minister of State for Health, was part of that team, and her host institute was introducing cessation programs. So it was a collaboration in the House. And you know, we just did the public health product tax. We are taxing added sugar and salt. We are taxing chips and Coke. And from the money we finance the salary raise of doctors and nurses. So we slow down migration. And you know, the 40% of the producers changed the formula, so they put less sugar and salt. And I have just seen an Interspar advertisement that we will, in the next year, we will put 5 tons less sugar into our own brand things. And Coca-Cola advertises themselves that we are putting less sugar than previously. And so now this compliance to the public health product tax became an advertisement value for them. So we are really proud that we did it, and we did it in the middle of the tax year, so it was quite unorthodox at that time. And yes, the lack of exercise, we had these movements of Move Mama, and there were 7,000 people dancing Zumba on the Hero Square on the nights of physical activity or nights of movement, because in the night you just do not just pig out and drink to death, but you can do fun through physical activity. So we are proud that we have done, but we cannot sleep, because if there is 50% price advantage to the fine cut tobacco, I mean 50% tax advantage to fine cut tobacco, then the socially disadvantaged, the poorer people have cheaper death. So we have to do something with it. And you know, industry is always there. So my understanding is that, yeah, we were very agile in Hungary, but you know, the blitz is when the spearhead of the army is going fast, and there is a long supply line. So cessation programs, behavioral influencing programs, all that you will talk about in this program, those are very much needed in influencing the behavior of people. Sorry, so we have to do something with it. And when we are talking about the social networks, and when you look at this is communicable diseases. This is the anti-vaccination network on the Hungarian Facebook. So you see the spread of the community. Luckily, we have 98% compliance with compulsory vaccination. So we are fine, and that comes from the cultural heritage of the fight against tuberculosis, the morbus hungaricus. But when we introduced HPV vaccination, we wanted to see the spread of anti-vaccination activity, whether there is any bubble growing. But fortunately, it was just 2 guys, 2 evangelists, and 4 bridge people. So it was basically 6 computers. Of course, we have the temptation to shut them off. But those of you who have that temptation understand dictators. And I had that temptation, but we were looking at this chart of how to spread positive knowledge. So it is, but you know, this is a fake news, anti-vaccination fake news bubble. So if we do not analyze and we just let the influencers blow the bubble around anti-vaccination, around e-cigarette and all that stuff, then we just let the playground to them. So what I mean is that we have to be innovative and we have to be agile when we are struggling in this. What you see here is a social network analysis done 3 weeks before Brexit. And this is what the pro-Brexit activists were talking to each other on British social media. And you know, among the NHS, transatlantic treaty, budget issues, there were 3 interesting terms: menthol cigarettes, tobacco, and e-cigarettes. Who financed Brexit communication? Most probably they were behind. If you step out of the EU, you can smoke again in bars. So what I mean is that something, a very dark cloud is gathering for public health. And I think we should be agile, we should have targeted strikes, and we should be, you know, I have to quote the former Croatian Health Minister Siniša Varga. He said, we need a public health jihad. What he means by that is that if the adversary is inventive and we do not have resources, we have to be very innovative and very efficient in striking on the critical places. And sorry about from Sylvie Listhaug, the Norwegian Minister of Health. And you have to know that in Hungary, when we are thinking about good health models, good practices, and civilized health organization, we always look to Scandinavia. Whether it is Norway, whether it is Finland, Denmark, Sweden, if I mention, so we look on them. And you know, just last week I was in Riga, and in the taxi in the morning we heard a Roxette number saying she's a little bit dangerous. And you know, and in that day I saw this news when she says that let people or let the folk smoke the drink or eat red meat as much as they want. And you know, this is quite an interesting attitude from a Scandinavian Minister of Health. So when I'm saying that, and this is a black swan, so you could have, retrospectively, you could have predicted of the emergence of a libertarian health policy approach. And this is happening in Austria with the returning of the anti-smoking law. But this is happening. So what I mean is that I think, public health networks and prevention networks were always impossible. What my understanding is that what is happening in the reinterpretation of democracies, I think Chrodis has more serious importance than ever before. So I wish that this is a very successful meeting, and I wish that you find energy in networking with your colleagues. And sorry for the Norwegians. I know that you are very civilized and all that stuff, but this is a bad luck and a black swan emerging from the innovative political approaches. But we have to be prepared for that. And this is sort of a strategic forecast, horizon scanning from my side. Thank you very much for your attention, and good work for the coming days.